Hi, I just wanted to add to the concept that there is something missing out there in the universe. The information I have is that the construct of the quantum field is, for example, the tree of life, all of its dots, all of its geometry is in its exact place that it should be, and it's malleable. So if one dot moves to the right, the one adjacent to it moves accordingly to its geometry. If that geometry does not keep up with its next adjacent point in its geometry and goes off, it no longer becomes what we perceive as the flower of life. Sorry, did I say tree of life before? Yeah, flower of life. So imagine that pattern, flower of life, and with all its flowers inside, all of the lines connecting each node. So we have the entire flower of life. So imagine if one of the flowers goes off, then therefore it's not called flower of life anymore, right? It's going to be called something else. The pattern changes. But the universe is in a constant expansion. It's like a breath, in and out, in and out. So the pattern keeps moving in, exhale, inhale, exhale. So it moves in that sense, but all in tangent, like a geometry, all together, up, expands and contracts. So if something was wrong, it wouldn't be doing that. So the eternity of it would just simply collapse. The geometry would collapse. Remember that everything is math. The perfection of geometry is what stands in this quantum vacuum field. But now we're talking about in our reality, which is a linear reality. Forget about the quantum now. Now we're in linear reality. If in the linear reality, now something is not so quite in the present, that present now is closer, the past is like closer to that past, it shifted, so we have shifts in our linear reality. Again, it will collapse that reality as well. Again, it all goes into a mathematical order for that sustainability of the existence of what is. Now, let's get now into the point that is probably off, and that is on the observer part, not on the field, quantum field, linear. No, there's nothing missing on the field, the geometrical field itself. What's missing? It's on the perception. And who's doing the perception is the observer. So the observer is the one that is missing something. If you remember the double slit experiment, so the photons, electrons, they keep being shot at, and some of them behave in a straight form. Again, that's the linear reality. Others are just in um, others are just in a waveform, and then you also have interference patterns. All of that works like like a machinery. Again, it's on the patterns. There's nothing wrong there. What's wrong is the observer. The observer is the one that creates um, that interference to change, that reality to change. Because when you observe something, now you made it a reality. So now let's go back and observe the observer. So what happened to the observer? The observer, what is it made of? An energy field, that's your soul. And then it has an avatar, right? So imagine an energy field coming right into uh, um, an avatar, right? A lifeless avatar. Now you have a soul entering the lifeless avatar. Voila, life, haha, as we know it. So the soul, that energy field, is just pure vibration. So that vibration is the one that actually activates all of that avatar. How does it activate it? Well, the DNA in it gets activated, and so does the whole structure of it with its frequency. So that constant pulse of energy is animating that lifeless avatar. You know, that's why you call it the heartbeat, the wave. The heartbeat is simply a wave of energy beating, making that organ beat. It's electromagnetic energy. Therefore, um, when we're talking about that energy animating the avatar therefore has its DNA, and the DNA is the antennas. So if we mess with the antenna of that avatar, what happens? You're going to get a bad signal, right? You're going to see things differently than if you had all your antennas working, your DNAs, your chromosomes all in order. So that's what is missing. This is what I tried to explain. So this is why I had to add this extra. So if you have some of your antennas messed up, what's going to happen? Your perception of that reality is going to shift. So this is why we are all experiencing a shift. Since our chromosomes, our DNA have been messed with, we're not there at our original capacity, as I spoke about. Therefore, that DNA that was tweaked or downgraded by the Anunnakis will be repaired. We will fully integrate that dormant antenna, which is not working, and therefore we will be able to perceive a different reality. So therefore we are all in this. Not only are we in a 3D matrix, which also by frequency has made the planet in a lower vibratory than its natural state form, which is 5D. Everything else is 5D, but we are at a 3D level. Of course, I'm not going to count like, oh, we're at 3.5, 3.6, getting to a 3.7, whatever that is in between a 3 and a 4D reality, and then we go to 5D reality. We are shifting, of course, but we're not quite yet there. We were first put into a fake vibratory 3D level, on a planetary level, I mean, and not a universal level. And again, we're just talking about the observer. So that's the problem. It's on the observer part and not on the structural part of the universe, photons, electrons missing. And then what do you do? Not only that, we have our antennas missing. We have our planet in a different frequency. Then we have the other point where CERN also messes up with the fabric of our planetary uh, uh, field. And that causes a ripple effect into our uh, sphere of reality as well. So our matrix gets even more messed up, you could call it. So that's what I wanted to explain. The perception is the problem, and not the physical reality having something that we need to fix. But we will be uh, soon enough perceiving what has to be shifted, and it has to come from within and not from the outside. It always starts from within, as your soul, again, is your energy field, which will therefore start the vibration at a single level, and then at collective level, and so forth. And then when you get all the neurons vibrating at a higher level, that avatar will start to unlock, which is Gaia, will start to unlock its potentials and expanding its consciousness. And as I said, connecting to other consciousness in the universe. Now you would see as Earth being one neuron, then you got moon neuron, you got Mars neuron, and then they're like now they're able to connect with each other. And that's how the expansion of the neurons, you could call it. Uh, First, us, we are the neurons, the people of the planet, but then, you got Earth neurons connecting to moon neurons, etc. So it becomes a whole grid, a whole network of expansion. All right, so hope this helps, and we'll talk soon. Sending love. Bye.